Hi everybody, my name is Clara Wilcox and I wanted to read to you today from two amazing books. We have Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls 2 and the original Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls. These are two amazing books that have been edited by Elena Falili and Francesca Cavello, and they are a global phenomenon that pulls together one-page stories of some most amazing women. And today I wanted to share the stories of two for two groups of women, and you'll understand why when I read the second story. I've said groups of women that I really admire, so I wanted to share them to you now. So the first is the absolutely amazing Michelle Obama. So for those people that don't know, Michelle Obama was is a lawyer and was the first lady when Barack Obama was the President of the United States. So she was born on the 17th of January 1964. Once upon a time, there was a girl who was always afraid. Her name was Michelle Robinson, and she lived in a one-bedroom apartment in Chicago with her family. Maybe I'm not smart enough. Maybe I'm not good enough, she worried. And her mother would say, "If it can be done, you can do it." "Anything is possible," said her dad. Michelle worked hard. Sometimes teachers told her she should not aim too high because her grades were not that good. Some people said she would not achieve anything big or become something big because she was just a black girl from the south side of Chicago. But Michelle chose to listen to her parents. Anything is possible, she thought. So she graduated from Harvard and became a lawyer at a big firm. One day, her boss asked her to mentor a young lawyer. His name was Barack Hussein Obama. They fell in love and got married a few years later. One day, Barack told her he wanted to become President of the United States. At first, she thought he was crazy, but then she remembered, if it can be done, you can do it. So she quit her job and helped him on his campaign. Barack won the elections twice, and Michelle became the first African American First Lady of the United States. No one is born smart. You become smart through hard work, is her motto. And there is a beautiful illustration all through the book. We've got these amazing illustrations. And here Michelle says, "Always stay true to yourself and never let what somebody else says distract you from your goals." So for those people that are listening to this are a little bit older, she wrote an amazing book called Becoming, which is all about her life story, and I highly recommend that. So now we have Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls Part 2, and it opens with a brilliant quote that I just wanted to read for you first. "To the rebel girls of the world, you are the promise, you are the force. Don't step back, and everyone will move forward." So the second group are these amazing group of women, and this is Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan and Mary Jackson, and they were computer scientists that were born in the United States of America. Every day, Katherine, Dorothy and Mary drove together to NASA, the agency responsible for the American space program. They were all brilliant scientists, and their job was to crack complex math problems to make sure that the astronauts could travel safely to space. When NASA bought its first IBM transistor-based computer, only a few people in the world knew how to use it for business, and no one knew how to use it for space travel. So Dorothy taught herself Fortran, the programming language the computer understood, and got the system working. When astronaut John Glenn was about to take off for a trip orbiting the Earth, he said he did not completely trust the computer and asked Katherine to check the trajectory calculations herself. As long as she says the numbers are good, I'm ready to go, he said. When the opportunity to work on the supersonic pressure tunnel came about, Mary volunteered. She specialised in the behaviour of how air around planes behaved, and she became the first African-American female aeronautical engineer. Catherine, Dorothy and Mary overcame incredible odds, but their contributions to science and technology remained unknown for many years. Today, they are celebrated as three of the most inspiring figures in the history of space travel. And Catherine put a brilliant quote on this book. In math, either you're right or you're wrong. So those are just a small selection of some of the amazing women that you'll find in Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls, book number 1 and number 2. Highly recommend them. Thank you so much for listening and enjoy the rest of the stories. Cheers. Bye.